Can you explain to us why we are about to spend more time away from Earth? And what is the purpose of this?
When there is one being, there is some power. When there are two, there is more. When there is three, when there is four, when there is five, it increases. If these beings are in unconditional love, ultimate love, and a higher integrity of vibrational harmony. Now there is a protective nature and protective vortex around the situation. Therefore, you will see yourselves needing to eat different things, needing to wear different colours, go to different places, be more sensitive of energies. For we have been preparing you since last year, and already you are actually spending less time on Earth. Many people will witness this and be jealous, but do not be afraid, for it is blessed and you are assisted. As you spend less time on Earth, you are working with the councils of light, with the Akashic records. You are working with the halls of learning, and you are helping to rechange history in the writing to make it a positive outcome, as there was nearly a complete destruction, and yet you are rewriting, literally, in many words, should we say. Many words and many ways. You will also both experience similar patterns of awakening and consciousness. There is much that needs to be done, and the veils are very thin right now. There will be more revealed to you in the next few days, and yet keep observing the signs and work with crystals.
Why have we been chosen to do this immensely important task?
This was predestined. And this is also based to do with your crystalline DNA, for you are not of this world, should we say.
We feel inadequate for this task, but of course we'll do what we can in service.
You are not inadequate, for even your blood is not the same as a human or an animal or those on your planet or universe, should we say. Your blood is crystalline and your blood is very different to many others. Just be aware of that and accept, for you have no choice to say, as you are not human and you are not fully of this world.
What am I? If I am not human, I don't understand.
You are a being of a crystalline vortex. You are never born and you are never able to die. You are a consciousness which is currently borrowing a physical body to express, to achieve the physical mission, to protect the world from destruction. And yet you are not a human and you never will be and you never have been.
And this applies to Sapphire too?
It applies similar and yet not entirely the same. For Sapphire, she is more on a realm of light, more on a vibrational expression of consciousness that penetrates through many vibrational dimensions simultaneously. She is actually not so much a physical being, rather like a butterfly that cannot be caught, should we say. It is not something that could be labelled, and yet she has some form currently, which some may call this body or this existence, and yet that is just borrowed. Her true expression, her true being, is one of a transportation of light, should we say. There will be more of how we can explain this. It's more like a crystalline frequency, a crystalline electrical charge that flows through everything, the pulse of source, should we say. Rather like the nerves in your body when there is this electrical charge and lightning, should we say. That is what she is. Energy. Eternal expanding energy. And yet, you will understand more soon.
We don't have any more questions at the moment, but if you have any advice or anything further to say, we would welcome it.
We ask you not to be too analytical. We ask you to absorb our teachings, our love, our words, our vibrations. And we ask you and remind you to remember who you are, to connect with the highest, and to remind you that all the nights you are currently in your room or your space or your house here, remember you are actually on a craft of light, and there is much work that is being done. Remember to be grateful to God and the highest source, for there is work and you will be on journeys. And there is much experience. We ask you not to have fear. We ask you to always be clear. We ask you to remember who you are. We ask you to see us. Remember the beings with the big eyes and the crystals. For there is many beings and many things who wish to communicate with you, and you must only allow the highest and the best to come.
Should I be wearing a crystal?
Indeed, there should be many crystals around. Many. But something needs to be made first. Not just something that somebody else has made, but something that you have intention to be made. If this is not possible, carry something is okay. And we ask you to remember that the crystal is how you can make your wish for protection and to open a portal and vortex. And to make yourselves invisible, you need crystals. Research, and yet do not be analytical. Think, not too much, and yet feel and receive the information from source. You will be guided. If a crystal is meant to come to you, you will both be drawn to them.
Tomorrow we're going to the temple near the large white Buddha statue, which we can see on the hill behind us. Is there anything that we should prepare for there? Is anything going to happen when we visit the Buddha?
An energy shift, should we say. And yet, the Wednesday will be the most profound. There will be an energy shift, you will feel the energy changed. And yet, you just need to prepare by resting and having an open heart. For there are many blessings we are drawing near to you with. In love and light and service.
Thank you. Peace and love to you.
Blessings and infinite expansions of equilibrium and awakening. This is just the beginning.